There's obviously going to be overhangs, so just draw what you consider like.
So are we drawing a regular sedan or a truck or a sports car?
Yeah, I don't know. Just like just let's call it a sedan.
Okay. Welcome to Translogic, I'm Jonathon Buckley. Transportation design is something that most people probably don't give a second thought to. You get in a car, a train or a bus and you just go. But it's a true art and some of the best artists are born right here at the College for Creative Studies' prestigious Transportation Design Department. The Transportation Design School here at the College for Creative Studies is one of the most prestigious in the world, and Paul Snyder is the chair of that school. This is quite a historic building, isn't it?
The building that we're in was originally called the Argonaut Building and housed the very first research and development center, which was the birth of the vehicle styling or car styling studio. This is where clay modeling was invented, tape drawing was invented, the whole process of design.
So when you come to the school, is it hands-on? I mean, obviously you've got to learn a lot about design, but then do you get to start learning how to sketch, using clay modeling?
In addition to the extremely rigorous sketching, modeling, transferring your sketches from a two-dimensional idea into an orthographic view, in other words, a kind of technical drawing, and then taking that technical drawing into a three-dimensional physical property or digital property, which is obviously really critical nowadays. The price of entry into the industry is extremely high in terms of the portfolio that you have to arrive at that interview with.
Andrew Rudd's been here at this college for 4.5 years. You graduate, is it next May?
Next May.
Right, so it's been, long road?
Yeah, even though it's taken a long time, I'm glad to have a little bit extra time, even being in school for almost 7 years now, because it's all benefited a lot, as far as where I'm gonna go, what I'm gonna do after, it's gonna all pay off eventually.
So looking at your designs, we're in a room full of computer-generated designs and etchings and drawings of really amazing stuff, but your work behind us is clearly more artistic. You've gone with paint.
I'm a science fiction kind of guy. I surround myself with a lot of science fiction, like comic books and things like that. So a lot of where I come from is about stories, it's about emotion, not necessarily how do we draw a car for this family that's going here. It's how do we design a car that symbolizes love or a relationship or responsibility, curiosity. What's one thing, if you could design anything, even against all the laws of physics, what would you want to design the most? We are living in a time of we're going to Mars in 30 years, maybe vehicles from Mars.
Vehicles from Mars?
I don't know.
Hey, look, someone's gonna have to design it. Might as well
someone
be you.
has to, yeah. People are always gonna want something comfortable and something cool that they can sit in, that they appreciate, and I'll be behind anything that someone wants to appreciate and love.
All right, Andrew, clearly you're way more advanced than this now as you're about to graduate, but I was wondering if you could potentially show me, in the most basic terms, is there a way to draw the perfect car?
Maybe not the perfect car, but the basic principles of a car.
All right, so what are the rules?
Basically, the things that I'm gonna really point out to you are perspective and proportion. So, like I said, first off, just try drawing some circles. Try locking your elbow and just drawing with your shoulder. Okay. And just lightly hold the pencil and just try.
And we're doing a circle?
Just try drawing some circles, just with a few little strokes.
Light strokes. Yeah.
Just get your arm warmed up and then just try some straight lines, locking your arm and just drawing a straight line.
Yep.
And just draw a straight line across the page.
Straight line across the page.
Yep. Now you have your axles, which are these lines you've created here, and those points that you created are going to be where we're going to draw our wheels. That's the next step.
Okay, so we've got our wheels.
So you got our wheels, you've got your platform. Now we're gonna build where the height of this thing is gonna be. Rule of thumb is cars are usually 2.5 wheels high. So just draw another wheel the same size as this one and then a half wheel or draw another wheel. And you're gonna basically create that top of the box here. Well, what you have here is basically your introductory how to draw a car. This is the basic form and perspective and everything that you would want.
Right.
Not so far off.
Not too bad?
You're learning the perspective. When you look at enough cars, it's in your brain. It'll come out on paper eventually.
Problem is, I'm never ever going to remember any of those rules that you taught me. I'm going to have to come to this school and study for the next 4 years.
Well, 10,000 sketches and you'll get there.
Right. Is it form that follows function or the other way around?
Form follows function isn't really the term I would use anymore. I think that might have been the case for a lot of European cars just post-war.
Yep.
But at the very same time, in the 50s, it was function following form. I mean, you know, it was like to drive those giant Buicks, right? They're
Yeah, of
floaters,
course. Yeah.
completely. They're
Yeah.
boats. But now I think it's a symbiotic relationship of form and function. You know, throughout all the clinics that the OEMs do, all the designers and all the companies around the world, they'll take their products to the public and ask them what they think about the exterior styling or the interior styling or the function.
When we look at design and where we're going, I tend to feel like we're heading to a very exciting future in that regard.
Yeah.
Do you feel the same?
I think it's probably the most exciting time since the beginning.
We're staring down the barrel right now of a fully autonomous future, and it's happening way faster than I guess any of us really thought it was going to. How is that going to impact the design of cars, both on the exterior and the interior?
Well, I think exterior and interior, it's going to take some time. For example, Volvo just announced that they're going to launch a collaboration with Uber in Pittsburgh, I think.
Yeah.
They're going to have a driver in the vehicle not driving, gaining the public perception that this is safe technology. 10 years out, then we'll have level 5, and the opportunities there are huge. If you don't need a steering wheel, seating configurations obviously completely change.
Well, after spending the day here at CCS, I can say I definitely have a greater appreciation for what the designers and future designers of transportation are doing out there. Hopefully, they're making your ride from A to B a much more stylish affair. For Translogic, I'm Jonathon Buckley. We'll catch you next time.